Hi and welcome to the Imagination sessions today for this event. My name is Trina Watt. I'm the VP of Product Marketing at Imagination, and I'm going to walk you through an introduction to our GPU products. Let me introduce you to Imagination. Most of you will probably be familiar with us for the GPU space, but we also have been involved in many other areas. We have a lot of presence in the automotive and in the mobile products, but also we're seeing a great deal of traction in the data center and the consumer space as well. We are predominantly an engineering organisation, and we have a real focus on innovation and a real focus on patents. We hold over 3,000 patents, and this year alone we're the biggest patent producer in the UK. But when we go and look at the market areas, this has driven a lot of the basics behind what Imagination stands for. By being very focused in the mobile area, we've really had power efficiency at the heart of everything that we do. Also, we understand that one size doesn't fit all when it comes to end use cases, so we have a scalable approach. So most of our product families hit a variety of performance points, and that enables us to go after markets with small area efficient solutions for consumer markets, right the way up to multi-core solutions for data centers. But what we do is we bring these pieces together and the benefits across these different markets. And quality is also at the core of what we do. We are very established in the automotive space, and we have over 50% of the HMI solutions at the moment out in the marketplace. So quality is absolutely core. And as automotive goes on into more autonomy, quality will still remain a core factor for Imagination. So when we look at our product family, we see we're quite diverse. The focus of this presentation is GPUs, but we also have recently announced our first RISC-V CPUs. So we're taking a more heterogeneous compute approach to our IP. So it allows our customers and developers to get more creative with using a variety of IP together to make sure the workload works at the highest performance with the lowest energy consumption. Imagination had been working with Khronos APIs for a long time, and we continually support the Khronos API solutions going forward. You can see on this slide that we have a wide breadth of both graphics and compute Khronos APIs that we support. And you'll hear in more detail throughout today's sessions about how Imagination is working with the APIs throughout different market areas. So let's move on to the GPU solutions. As you can see on this slide here, you can see we have a wide variety of performance points and different focus areas. At the lowest end of the product line, we have the AXE and the BXE products, and these are really designed for being area efficient, power efficient. Recently, TI have just announced their latest AM62X family, and that includes an AXE product in it, designed to be small area, small power, but giving a lot of performance for that space. We also have the BXM products, and they really focus on multi-core and a wide diversity of performance density. MediaTek have recently announced in their Dimensity 930 they are using the BXM product in there to really power through the next generation of mobile devices. BXS products are a product family that are focused in the automotive space, and we have a wide variety of performance points of single to multi-core options that all comply to automotive quality requirements and process requirements. And recently our BXS 464 has been given certification for ASIL-B and ISO 26262. So you see this breadth of products we have available. And the most recent product that we have announced is our CXT, and this is our high performance product. And this is where we are bringing energy efficient ray tracing into the mobile space. And we'll look at that in a little bit more detail as we go through this. We understand that it's not only about hardware IP that's important, that the software aspects are extremely important for developers through a product's life cycle. So at Imagination, we have committed to the developer community to provide a series of tools, drivers and DDKs to support our GPU hardware IP. Our DDK is designed to work from early silicon bring up all the way through the product life cycle and to do upgrade process once a product is available. Also, we have a variety of tools that allow you to really get into optimizing and getting your solutions right for your end use cases. And our developer community site allows you access to a lot of that material, so please go and look at that. The most recent thing that we have announced is our open source drivers for our GPUs. And this really gives developers control over their full software stack, and we'll continue to develop these drivers as we go forward in time. So we've gone back to now looking at the markets that are really driving the Imagination's GPU products, and mobile is really at the heart of everything that we do. And we see when we look at what 5G is opening up from a bandwidth perspective, it is opening up opportunities in mobile devices to have a more immersive experience. Gaming is still a key element in a mobile space, so we're looking at how do we make gaming more immersive and more exciting, not only in the flagship but in a wider variety of end devices. So when we look at the range of products that we have to address the mobile market, we have low end that helps mainstream bring graphical experience up right the way to the top flagship products. And the CXT product that we announced last year is targeted initially at that space. So why CXT different to what we've offered before? Well, CXT is our first implementation for ray tracing. And ray tracing is a familiar topic in desktop and console space, but it's something that has been a challenge to get to work within a mobile power envelope. But Imagination, with our experience across the mobile space, have driven this and have a solution in place now. You can see by this slide there's a wide variety of performance points that can be addressed, but really what the ray tracing brings as well is that reality to the visuals. It's actually easier to show it than to describe it. So in this slide you can see here an image that is without any ray tracing functionality applied, and then you can see the difference that ray tracing does. So it makes the shadows smoother, it makes the reflections more realistic, and it just generally makes the whole experience of any interactions from a game real. It makes it feel real, and the mobile devices can now do that. You don't have to have a desktop or a console to do that. So this is something that Imagination will continue our leadership in this. Our level of commitment to producing this in hardware is extremely high, and you'll continue to see us develop that further. Now looking into the automotive space. The automotive space is changing as we see more autonomy being brought into automotive applications. So with that, we're seeing a greater mix of IP being required in there, but it all has to be done at the right quality level. We can't take a step back in quality. Quality is absolutely central to what we're doing. So you can see in this slide here we've talked about the BXS product families, and we will continue to build on those products, but we'll also look at the heterogeneous compute story. So there's more needs for, there's the graphics element as we get more high resolution displays around the automotive, but we also have compute, and using GPUs for compute is a very powerful tool for AI elements. But we also have our AI accelerators. So for automotive, we're seeing a closer mixing together of that IP to create a stronger and more effective and a more performant solution for those automotive end use cases. But we're not only limited to mobile and automotive. We also, because it's a scalable product line, you can go very low into consumer, and we put features in place around compression that allow the memory systems to be reduced in size and reduced in cost. So it allows you to get the performance without the cost. So that makes it very compelling for a consumer. The industrial space, the open source drivers are extremely popular in the industrial space, and this is really going to open up innovation when you've got a low area, low power GPU that you can use in a wide variety of places with easy to use open source drivers. And then there's the data center at the top end, and this is really where imagination has got a lot of momentum in the data center space. And I'm just going to show you in a second one of our partners and what they're doing with the data center and what it's opening up for them. But because we're coming from that basis of power efficiency, it means we can do a lot within the power budgets that data centers have. Now I'm going to show you a short excerpt from our partner InnoSilicon, who are using our B-Series products to really take their desktop and their server boards to the next level. So you can see that they're up to 6 teraflops in performance, and by moving to the B-Series product, they were able to reduce power by 30% and the area of the silicon reduced by 1/4.
我是心动科技的首席 SoC 架构师何颖，负责风华1号 GPU 项目的研发。风华1号是心动科技的第1代 GPU 显卡，可以在桌面和语音游戏应用程序上渲染 4K 的画面。它采用了 Imagination 的 BST 多核 IP， 在单芯片应用上可以提供5T 以上的浮点渲染能力，在 Chiplet 连接的双芯片上能够提供10T 以上的浮点渲染能力。与传统的 GPU 卡相比，风华1号的低功耗特性能够让更多的客户以更低的成本远程访问台式机和语音游戏。随着5G 网络技术的迅速发展，语音游戏变得更加普遍。传统数据中心端语音游戏解决方案主要是基于 PC 的，但是随着智能手机不断的渗透，安卓游戏不仅仅在中国，甚至在全球的不断的吞噬 Windows 游戏的市场份额。我们看到了这个市场的缺口，风华1号 GPU 的设计也是基于这个出发点。我们希望可以给数据中心提供专业的基于安卓应用平台所设计的芯片解决方案，更好地适配安卓平台的技术需求，尤其是考虑到移动平台对成本和功耗的考虑。显然，风华1号的问世也给传统的数据中心市场提供了更多的选择。在确定了这个设计理念之后，首先我们面临的挑战是选择最适配语音游戏技术需求的 GPU 架构。在研究了市场上多种架构之后，我们最终选择了 Imagination 的 GPU 架构。Imagination 架构具有低功耗、高性能的特点，而且具有很多专利渲染技术，比如 TBDR 技术，从而实现最好的渲染画面、最低的延迟和最少的成本。Imagination 的 GPU 硬件虚拟化技术也是行业领先的，这一技术在汽车领域得到了验证。我们直接用于数据中心的多任务处理和云游戏多用户的搭载领域，在一个 GPU 上可以容纳更多的客户，从而大大降低云游戏服务商的成本。Imagination 的售后服务也很棒，他们为我们提供了良好的培训和每周的技术支持，并且对我们出现的问题做出了快速的响应。Imagination 有很长的产品规划，愿意倾听我们的意见，并且调整他们的线路图以适应我们的需求。双赢是 Imagination 已经向客户展示的东西，我们觉得我们可以一起去做到最好。经过2年的研发，风华1号 GPU 产品在去年一经推出，我们就收到了很多测试版客户的订单。目前有多个云游戏应用程序已经成功的移植到风华1号的 GPU 显卡上。风华1号 GPU 显卡除了使用 Imagination 授权的 BST 多核 GPU IP， 其他的 IP 都是心动科技自主研发、自有专利的 IP 产品，例如 GDDR6X、InnoLink Chiplet、PCIe 4.0和 HDMI 2.1。所以风华1号的成功并非巧合，而是心动科技多年来在 IP 领域的大量技术积累，才有了今天第一款服务器级别的 GPU 显卡的诞生。我们的研发团队始终坚持不断的创新，风华1号只是一个开始，风华2号正在设计过程中，将为云游戏和图形应用程序提供更好的用户体验。我们期待着与 Imagination 的不断合作，并推出更好的产品。我们相信风华系列产品能够帮助许多人实现梦想，并助力未来。我们相信元宇宙和 AR、VR 有着广泛的应用场景。心动科技会在这一领域深耕研究更多的商业落地，并且给客户带来更大的商业价值。作为心动科技的长期愿景，我们会不断创新，通过不断开发行业领先的产品和设计，与客户一起迎接未来不断变化的需求和挑战， 给消费者带来更好的幸福，富人美好生活。
So I hope you enjoy today's presentations from the Imagination team. You're going to hear more about the ray tracing in a bit more detail. You'll also get some insight into the innovation that the Imagination is bringing across different market areas. You'll get a session on the ecosystem and what we're doing to help and support developers in the ecosystem space, and also what we're doing for automotive and making sure safety critical GPU based opportunities are suitable for an automotive space.